Based on the response from my last video, I had to make this one. The amount of people messaging me privately, leaving comments, it was crazy. I was fully expecting hate messages, I was fully expecting snarky comments, and I didn't get a single one of them. Instead, I got people literally saying thank you so much for making that video, telling me that it opened their eyes to some of the issues they were having, or that they completely related to the issues that I outlined with the anabolic diet. People said it was exactly what they needed to hear. They supported my message and they thanked me for saying it. And because the response was so huge and so positive, I had to make a follow-up video because it's clearly something that needs talking about. So this video is the death of the anabolic diet. Now, if you didn't watch my last video about the death of the anabolic diet, I would highly recommend you go back and watch that for some context. I basically outlined why I am no longer making anabolic diet recipes on my video, despite that being the bulk of my content for over a year now and the main way that I grew my channel. But in this video, I wanted to follow on from that by going over some of the messages I received in response to that video, because some of them are really interesting. And I just kind of wanted to share some general thoughts, some of the good potential things that this trend is doing and some of the negative things it's potentially doing. So the first comment that was left on the video that we're going to talk about is, dude, I can totally relate to you. I too fell into the anabolic cooking lifestyle. I think it has its place and it helped me when I was first getting into counting calories, but the more I thought about what healthy should look like, the more I understood that healthy is not only how we train, how we eat, but the habits we create and the lifestyle we live. I focus more on eating whole foods and using these anabolic dishes every now and again, but health is so much more. Thanks for sharing your thoughts. And I love this because it really does mirror the way that I think and puts it so well. Habits and the lifestyle that we create around fitness will always have the biggest impact on our health and fitness. And if you look at the lifestyle and the habits that are currently created by the anabolic diet, or at least the way that it's being currently represented, can you honestly say that they are healthy? Every single meal being as highly palatable and high volume as possible. It has to taste like a cheat meal, and as long as it fits those macros, then it doesn't matter what it actually contains. Have we lost all sense of importance around what food actually contains, or is it purely based on what it tastes like? Why does every meal need to taste like you're cheating? If you have to cheat, if you really don't want to eat healthy or feel like you're eating healthy, then why eat healthy? You obviously don't like this way of living, so why try and force it? Why try and fit that square peg into a triangle hole? Just don't eat healthy if you don't want to. I also like that this comment touched on using recipes still, but in moderation, because I am by no means saying that I or you should never use an anabolic diet recipe again. Trust me, I will still be making those protein pancakes, those protein ice creams every now and again. But it's when it becomes every single meal of every single day and you don't want to eat something if it doesn't taste like dessert, that's when this is an issue and that's when you have a problem. And I personally think if you are getting to that stage in your diet, then you really need to reassess what you're doing and question whether you're doing the right thing. The next comment we're going to talk about is, there are so many amazing things and yet terrible things this industry has done to our brains. In finding a source to a problem, we often develop more problems in the process. Yes. This is super, super true. There are amazing things this industry does. It encourages people to exercise, to pay attention to what they're eating, to get healthier, to lose weight. However, the pendulum always swings from extreme to extreme, and unfortunately, as human beings, we are drawn to those extremes and we don't like spending time in the middle, even though that is usually, nearly always, the best place to be. Eating crap for one meal is never enough. It has to be every meal of your life. Or clean eating. It can never be clean enough. It can't be 80-20, it has to be 100. But like I said, the best place to be, that middle ground, is where the pendulum spends the least amount of time. And each time the industry swings one way, it auto-corrects and comes back the other way. Right now, the industry was auto-correcting from the clean eating, the bro diet way of eating, and it corrected with the anabolic diet. And I think that was necessary because there's absolutely no reason that we have to eat 100% clean all the way over here in this one extreme. However, like I said, it came all the way this way and it went from the quality of food not mattering whatsoever and nothing clean being important, and landed all the way to this extreme. And thankfully, people like me are starting to talk about this, and people with way more subscribers than me are starting to talk about this and try and bring that pendulum back from that one extreme. And hopefully a lot of you, and hopefully myself, we will stay in that middle ground. We'll bring it back, we'll land in the middle, and we can live there happily. However, there will always be some people that swing right back the other way, and they'll probably land in the carnivore diet or some shit like that. The next message that was left for me is you could eat the highest protein, lowest calorie, delicious food in the world, but what good is it doing to you if you feel like shit afterwards? Not because it's low calorie, but because it's devoid of essential micronutrients, fatty acids and minerals. I'm glad you made this video. Anabolic recipes should be used as a tool or something to have once in a while for fun, but not made out to be a lifestyle. And this is another super important comment touching on a few other things that we already spoke about before. Sometimes these foods that we spend loads of time and money making and creating recipes for that are supposed to make you feel better in your diet actually make you feel worse. For one, you spend all day obsessing over how you're going to do it and the best way to hack your calories, and then once you've eaten it you feel disgusting and bloated and sick afterwards, but you just feel empty at the same time because there's not much contents inside you, it's just water and air. So yes, it is true that the most important things on the hierarchy are calories and protein when it comes to your food. However, that doesn't mean that just because those things are the most important, it doesn't mean everything else is a zero. It's all on a spectrum, and you should still consider the whole spectrum, not just the things at the top. If you are purely eating food based on its hedonistic value, especially in a dieting phase, then in my opinion, you are literally asking for trouble. Our next comment is, gotta be honest, the YouTube fitness industry is a scary place if being peeled to the bone is what attracts an audience and following. I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot to say or elaborate on with this one. It's just, yeah, the people who are massive and peeled to the bone are instantly seen as knowledgeable and the ones to follow. People who don't have enough baseline knowledge to see that these people are full of shit, those are the ones they will instantly go to for knowledge. And that makes sense because you can't help but judge somebody by the way they look. But half the time, honestly, probably most of the time, the people which look the best in the fitness industry actually know the least. A lot of them are just thick as shit, to be honest. Think of it this way. You've got two people. One person has 100 million because he won the lottery and it was given to him. Another person has 10 million, but he built a business from zero, from the ground up to get there. One guy has less money, but I guarantee you that guy knows a lot more about making money. So you wouldn't go to the guy that won 100 million, even though he's got the most money. You wouldn't go to him for advice on how to get rich. You'd go to the guy that's gotten rich from zero, who didn't just get lucky and get given the lottery, the genetics. The person that knows most about money isn't the guy with the most money necessarily. And the same often goes when it comes to shreds and muscle. Not saying all influencers are alike, because they certainly aren't. However, like it or not, too many are participating in this trend of portraying a specific look. Without the right expertise and knowledge to the average consumer who doesn't know any better, it can be worst case scenario fuck with your head to the point of endangering your health. And this is very, very similar to the comment we've just had. And the important part here is that without the right expertise or knowledge. Like they highlighted, the average consumer doesn't know enough to know who is just spouting shit. I know nothing about cars. So if I take my car to a garage for its MOT, they could tell me pretty much anything and charge me pretty much anything, and I'll just take their word for it. And the same thing goes with health and fitness. To the average consumer that isn't like us, that isn't actively pursuing content online, they don't know shit. They are me going to a mechanic. So anything they see from somebody that looks remotely healthy and fitter than they do is gospel. They'll take it for what it's worth. But the problem here is that it's not just going to cost them money. The garage that's lying to me in this situation, I lose some money, but that's about it. But with health and fitness, it can cost you your health. It can fuck with your mental health, your hormonal health, your mindset, your life. Like, it can cost you in so many more ways than money. Potentially even more of an issue is when I went to that mechanic and he bullshitted me, he knew he was lying to me. He knew he was trying to just get money out of me. But the issue with the health and fitness industry is that a lot of them don't know that they're bullshitting you, because most of them don't know how little they know, and they don't know how much damage they could potentially be doing. They think they are helping people, and the people which are attracted to them because they have a low knowledge level think that they are helping them as well. So it just creates this vicious cycle of bullshit, help, bullshit, help, bullshit, help, bullshit, help, and it just gets worse and worse. And I think that is the most dangerous part of the health and fitness industry. So as you can see, people are definitely waking up to the realities of the anabolic diet, the anabolic lifestyle, the way of living. And yes, it might not actually be dead yet, but it's definitely dying. And I don't think that's a bad thing at all. Information on progressive physique coaching can be found in the top link in this video description. Top tier coaching using science and evidence-based principles. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Until the next one, see you later, guys.